The day you lose your eyebrows is the day your face stops making sense. People won't know exactly what changed. They'll just stare a little longer. Your expressions will look off. Your emotions will feel harder to read. And the first time sweat drips straight into your eyes, you'll realize something else. Those small strips of hair were doing far more than you ever noticed. If you enjoy discovering the hidden logic behind everyday things, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It helps more than you think, and there's a lot more ordinary stuff about to become extraordinary. Most people assume eyebrows exist for one simple reason: appearance. They frame the face. They make us look symmetrical. They're part of beauty trends, fashion, and identity. But here's the surprising truth. Eyebrows are not a cosmetic feature that later became useful. They are a survival tool that later became stylish. Long before mirrors, selfies, or grooming trends, your ancestors had eyebrows for one critical reason: protection. Your forehead produces sweat. That sweat isn't random. It cools your body down when you're hot. But sweat contains salt, and salt burns your eyes. Now picture early humans running under the sun, hunting, escaping danger. If sweat constantly blurred their vision, even for a few seconds, that could mean the difference between life and death. Eyebrows act like tiny gutters. Their curved shape redirects sweat and rain toward the sides of your face instead of straight down into your eyes. It's subtle, you don't notice it working, but remove them and suddenly every drop finds its way exactly where you don't want it. This is where most people get confused. They think eyelashes already protect the eyes, so eyebrows must be redundant. But eyelashes block particles coming toward your eyes. Eyebrows handle what comes from above. Different direction, different job, same goal: keep your vision clear. And clear vision was survival. But protection is only half the story. Here's what surprises most people even more. Eyebrows are one of the most powerful communication tools on your body. Before language became complex, humans relied heavily on facial expressions, and eyebrows are the fastest moving, most visible part of that system. They signal fear, anger, surprise, curiosity, skepticism, often before a single word is spoken. Raise both eyebrows quickly, that's surprise. Lower them and bring them together, that's concern or anger. Slight lift on one side, doubt. In fact, studies show that when people struggle to recognize faces, one of the first things they rely on is eyebrow shape. Remove the eyebrows from a photo and identifying the person becomes dramatically harder, sometimes more difficult than removing the eyes. That sounds impossible, but it reveals something powerful. Eyebrows are anchors of identity. Think about animated characters. Often, the simplest way to show emotion isn't through detailed facial features, it's through exaggerated eyebrow movement. A tiny change in angle completely shifts the mood. That's not artistic coincidence, that's biology. And there's another layer. Humans are one of the few mammals with clearly visible, mostly hairless faces combined with pronounced brows. Many primates have heavy brow ridges, but not the expressive mobility we do. Our eyebrows evolved to be thinner and more flexible, making expressions easier to see from a distance. Why does that matter? Because cooperation became more important than intimidation. As humans formed larger social groups, the ability to communicate subtle emotions quickly improved trust and coordination. Being able to signal "I'm not a threat" or "I need help" without speaking strengthened social bonds, and strong social bonds increased survival. In other words, eyebrows helped humans work together. Now, here's the part most people never consider. Eyebrows also play a role in nonverbal honesty. Micro-expressions, those tiny, almost invisible emotional reactions, often show up first in the brows. Even when someone tries to hide how they feel, their eyebrows can betray them for a split second. That's why conversations feel off when someone's forehead doesn't move naturally. It's also why cosmetic procedures that limit eyebrow movement sometimes make faces harder to read. The brain is constantly scanning that area for emotional data. And yet, despite all this, we still treat eyebrows as optional accessories. We shave them, shape them, tint them, redraw them. Entire industries revolve around changing something that evolution refined for millions of years. And that's not wrong, it just shows how deeply they influence perception. Even small adjustments in thickness or arch can change how confident, friendly, or intense someone appears. But remove them entirely, and the illusion breaks. Suddenly, the face looks unfinished, not because of beauty standards, but because your brain expects those signals. Without them, emotional communication feels incomplete. So, when do eyebrows really matter? They matter when you're sweating under pressure, literally. They matter when you're trying to read someone's reaction in a split second. They matter in conversations, negotiations, friendships, and first impressions. And interestingly, they matter most when you don't notice them at all, because the best evolutionary designs are the ones that quietly solve problems without demanding attention. Eyebrows are small, lightweight, easy to ignore, but they protect your vision, amplify your emotions, strengthen social bonds, and help define who you are, all without making a sound. The next time you look in the mirror, you won't just see two lines of hair above your eyes. You'll see a built-in defense system, a communication device, a piece of social technology that predates civilization itself. And once you realize that, it's hard to call them just for looks ever again. If this changed the way you see something so ordinary, leave a like, share it with someone who loves random facts that actually matter, and subscribe for more explanations hiding in plain sight. Because sometimes the simplest things hide the most misunderstood truths.